if you got phone, laptop, and a Wi-Fi, you can learn this funding game.
You might have to take notes on this bitch. Hey, welcome back to the Famous and Wealthy podcast, man. We got my boy Billionaire Bays in the building, man. Today we finna be talking about credit and funding, man. Tell us a little bit about credit and funding, my boy.
Yes, sir, man. I'm happy to be here. Blessed to be here. Yeah, man. It's been a journey. I'm looking forward to getting it going.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
How you got into it?
Like most black people, learned about credit after I had already messed it up.
Yeah.
Played in the NFL for a little bit, bounced around, tried just about every hustle you can think of, Airbnb,
Right.
Turo, trucking, vending machines, all of that, and I was hustling my money, pulling it together, trying to get the cash to start all these side hustles. And really, what I kept running into was this wall of not having funding, to
Right.
to really get these businesses a legit shot. So really started repairing my credit on the low, repaired my credit from the low 400s to high 700s in 90 days,
Mm.
got access to 150,000 and scaled my Airbnb business. That's how I ran up my first bag.
Oh, okay. What's the most money you ever made in a month?
Uh, from Airbnb, about 90,000, but May, and I got receipts if I need to pull them up. We did 150,000 for my funding company.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned that you was in the NFL. How was that like?
Man, so man, that's a dream for everybody growing up. And the beautiful thing about mentorship is being able to see people, like you, Dion, different people that, show us people of color this another way,
Right.
but grew up, want to make it to the league like everybody else, bounce around from a couple different practice squads, played in Canada, and I got done, didn't know what I was gonna do, depressed, trying to find my way. And you know, I knew I was mentally unemployable, whenever I was doing that, because you got a free schedule. You have a couple hours of practice, and then you free the rest of the day. So, it's a beautiful thing to transition into entrepreneurship, and you know, being in this mindset all my life of you eat what you kill. It
Yeah.
really set me up.
So I do credit repair. But how do you feel about people thinking credit repair is a scam?
So I feel like most people feel like credit repair is a scam because they don't understand what really go into it. They might pay somebody $200-300 and they not realizing they mess up their credit over the span of their whole lifetime. And they expecting everything to be fixed overnight when that's not necessarily the case. So a lot of people just don't realize what really go into it.
All right. So have you ever got somebody funding?
Yeah, so I actually got somebody funding in May. Like I said, that was my biggest month. I got somebody $1 million in funding, so it's a pretty nice payout.
Million dollars?
Yeah, $1 million in funding, but a mix between business and personal funding. So
Oh,
it's a
okay.
nice little payout for me for sure.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
you work with a lot of people right now as far as students
Yeah.
teaching?
So right now in my community we have over 500 students. So yeah, we going crazy in there. Yeah,
Uh,
we going crazy.
what's like one of the biggest losses you ever took?
Oof. I'm still trying to stomach that one. My lady will tell you, but I lost a 40 ball probably a couple months ago, actually, about 40,000, trying to run a play with one of my clients, not staying on top of stuff the way that I was supposed to. And it was an expensive haircut, but it's not the first expensive haircut I had. So
Yeah. So for somebody that's watching that was in that same position, like how can you motivate them to keep going? Because most people, if they lose something like that, they will like just give up. Like what makes you still, hungry to get to the top?
yeah, I think it's just one of them things, man. Like I went to college, got a degree, but kicked out of high school. I grew up fucked up, so I just felt like I've had this calling on my life, really to just take care of my family and provide for my family. And it's a lot of people counting on me, and it's a lot of people that need to hear this message. A lot of people that need to break free from you know just getting by. So
Right.
really that's what keep me going.
What have college done for you?
College taught me how to think. I would say, I tell people all the time, I went to college to make it to NFL.
Mm,
And so knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have went. If I probably would have tapped into a mentorship or something sooner.
right.
You know, I got a business degree, but how somebody that's only making 50,000 a year could tell you how to make $1 million.
For sure.
So it's something that's necessary if you don't really know what you want to do, but you know, it's a way to push people out the house because you can't just throw an 18-year-old out on the streets. They might,
So to me, I feel like college is like literally just networking.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And depending on what crowd you get in, that's where you'll be end up at.
yeah.
But do you believe college is a scam?
Man, truth be told, I think college is a scam.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy that they'll give a 18-year-old 250,000 in student loans, but they won't give you 25,000, in business funding to start a
Right.
business or something. So, it's just part of this whole matrix they got us in, man, to keep people ensnared and shit. I'm starting to realize, like, everybody not, meant to,
Be bosses.
yeah, to,
Yeah.
it's not for everybody. It's a lot that come with this. So, you know,
How I always looked at school is like jail. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's the same lunch. It's the same. It just depends on if you go to like a different private school or something like that. But the community schools are similar to jail.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I always just thought about it like a person can't really teach me how to make millions of dollars if they only making 40, $50,000 a
facts.
year. So I was always like they got to be set up to like be something that's like s- made to bring us down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Now,
Yeah,
if the teacher was a millionaire, you know what I
right,
mean, and was pulling up to school with damn
right.
Lamborghinis and all that, man,
Facts.
I'll be in
Yeah.
school every day, all day.
How you gonna show me how to do something you ain't ever
And
did?
then you mad when you come to school. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so
Yeah.
that's how it always been with me. Like, I literally didn't even go to high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And man, the whole college thing is such an interesting thing because people will look at stuff like reading and writing and think because somebody can't add or subtract that they might not be very smart, but
Right.
it's people that know how to read music. It's people that know how to break down a credit report.
For sure. For
And at the
sure.
end of the day, shit, I ain't never used a Pythagorean theorem in my
Me either.
life.
Me
You know what I'm
either.
saying?
Me
So
either.
so it's just
I probably still don't know how to do that shit.
I don't.
Like, I don't
Hey,
probably that
you
math stuff that they was
you
doing. I'm sure I don't know how to do
You
none of
you
that.
grab a you grab a sheet of paper right now. I ain't gonna be able to add and
Man, hey, you
subtract,
have somebody come in here and outdo me so fast, but
but I
hey, at
but
the
I
end
could
of
thumb through it fast
you
though.
better say it. So look, I was about to say, as far as credit, right? What can you give game about trade lines? You know what I mean? Like I started telling people about trade lines in 2020. Um, what is your outlook on the trade line game, primary game? Like, what
So
can it do for them to help them?
man, so the primary game is super important. The trade line game, a lot of people get caught in like the credit score. You know, I have people DM me all
Yep,
the time
yep,
like, I got a 700 score. I should be able to at least get a 100,000. And it's
yeah.
like, but they profile is thin. They might have a little $15,000 auto loan or something on there, but an ideal credit report. The trade line's made to beef up the credit report, the age,
Yeah,
the utilization. But when it comes time to getting funded, you want to have 10 to 12 primary accounts,
no cap. Yeah,
no negative items on your reputation,
yep.
no more than 3 to 4 increase per bureau, and you want to keep that utilization down because, you
So,
know,
so you basically saying that it's not about the score; it's really about the history.
the history and the profile. A lot of people get caught up in the score, but it's the profile because it's like I might have a 680, but I might have a better reputation than somebody that got a 800, but they only got 2 accounts on their credit. And it's like
Mm,
we both walking into the bank, and it's like you seeing I'm paying a bunch of people on time and then paid a lot of people off, and I got a clean face. You gonna give me the bag before somebody else that got a thin report?
In the past, right? What is one thing you would have done differently? You know what I mean? If you could change something in the past to be more successful, what is something that you would have done different?
Man, the main thing that I would change, I would say, is watching stuff like this and not tapping in with these type of people sooner, man. Because
Mhm.
it's like I will watch people like you, like I watched you for years and years, or I will watch people for years and years and not tap in,
Yeah.
and I will watch them continue to elevate. And instead of just going ahead and letting go of those few dollars I was holding on to,
Right.
and 10x in my money. Six
Yeah.
months later, I waited a year and then 10x my money, and it's like, damn, I could have either took that L faster and moved on, or I could have
Yeah.
leveled up quicker. So
I always tell people like I'd rather see a person that's up and coming and ride their wave quicker. You know what I mean? Because like I
yeah,
always tell people like whatever I spend, I promise you I'm gonna make my money back off you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna capitalize off you regardless. I don't
facts,
need you. I'm gonna know how to capitalize
yeah,
off you.
facts.
But why do you believe that most businesses fail?
Man, I feel like most businesses fail for a number of different reasons. One of the main ones I would say is you know a lot of people are slaves to their business, working in a business, employees of their business. They're not business owners.
Right.
So they're working around the clock, don't really have free time to spend time with their family, and a lot of that comes down to having access to funding and capital because, once you have money to hire employees, to put systems in place, then that's when you become a boss because shit,
Yeah.
you know, you're not trading time for money
Right.
at that
Break it
point.
down to us on how you get people funding.
Yeah, so we get people funding in a number of different ways. So The main thing we do is we leverage banking relationships. So,
Mm,
you know, I've really taken myself through this process. I
right.
actually had to binge the YouTube. I paid for mentors, really learn how to clean my credit and get myself funded. So throughout this process, I've had to bump my head, and I've developed these relationships with banking reps, who are able to push the applications through for us. So you might go and apply for a card with Chase or Truist or whoever, and they might give you 5,000 with a perfect credit report, but I might have somebody have a 680 and they might get 50, 75,000. So we're leveraging the banking relationships. And then one of the there's some sauce right here I'm about to give. We leverage pre-approval tools. So we got the Credit Karma app, Amex pre-approval tools, different pre-approval tools where somebody might not necessarily be ready to get funding, but we're gonna go run a stuff through the pre-approval tool, see, what we might be able to get them. And then if it's a green light, we're gonna run it.
Mm, that's hard. So you help people clean credit, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get away from it because they beating my door down with pitchforks, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I do.
So as far as that, how do you do it though?
Yeah, so right now I'm doing it the traditional way, consumer law, send out the law, the letter, stuff like that. But right now I'm working on implementing a software that has the same laws and codes that I use to clean my credit.
Yeah.
So I'll be releasing that soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know Dion, he got something like that about the AI.
Yeah, yeah. So we use Metro 2 compliance to do that. So it's a lot of the same laws. There's different ways to dispute, but with the Metro 2 compliance, it's like anybody who don't have any experience,
Yeah.
they can upload their credit report and then it'll identify all those negative items and then you can just get all that stuff deleted.
Mm,
And a dope thing about that too is, you don't have to have a lot of experience or know anything about credit to utilize something like that. So
right.
that's something that's dope.
So what do you think the biggest thing that stop people from achieving their goals?
Biggest thing I would say stop people from achieving their goals is hesitation. Like I said
For
earlier,
sure.
it's like people be scared to take risks. And I joke with my shorty all the time. I'm a mentorship and information whore. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
for
I'm
sure.
I'm a
Oh,
somebody
for
got a
sure. You gotta
somebody got
be
a course or some information or some sauce, a method,
a method.
a
Yeah.
method. I'm gonna pay for the method, and
Bro gonna pay for
and,
that
and I'm
method.
I'm gonna pay for the method.
Yeah.
So, whatever it take, and a lot of people just, I think the other thing too is a lot of people go into opportunities with the wrong mindset. They
Yeah.
think that they're supposed to find a pearl in every oyster, instead of just looking at it as like, okay, this what I'm learning over here is one thing that I can add to this, and then you just keep leveling up and stacking your skills on top of each other and make you an animal.